Hi everybody, this is Ray Ogilvie from Hartsville, South Carolina, and today I'm in Franklin, Kentucky at Octagon Hall. This house was built by Andrew Jackson Caldwell, who was a strong supporter of the Confederate cause. Construction began in 1847, and it took about 12 years to complete. And part of the reason it took so long to complete is because of the many hideouts contained in the house. Here's a special window showing a concealed area behind the wall. The house is full of many wonderful relics from the Civil War. Now this is a tintype of Caldwell and his second wife, Harriet. Now this building is haunted, and these are pictures of many of the ghost hunters who have visited this building. This room is used as a nursery. Now here's a very interesting picture taken by Mark and Leslie Ashby. Now here's a doctor and his assistant aiding a wounded soldier. And here are some of the medicines of the time period. Now here are a couple of pictures by Elsie Burnett showing some shadows that are hard to explain.
She's so mad.
And here's a bedroom that would have been used by the parents. And this is the dining area. And we're about to go down into the basement. This is another place where ghosts have been seen. And some wonderful American Indian artifacts. Now inside this closet, there's another secret hideout.
Yeah, it's been staying in for a long time and it'll stay here for a long time.
Have you been to the kitchen yet?
Wow.
Now here's a kitchen area down in the cellar.
That's neat.
Wednesday, May Thursday. We leave her here at lunch when we go to lunch. Colored stay and lunch.
And inside this kitchen area, there's the entrance to a tunnel. And this tunnel goes on for at least 500 feet, but it's so dilapidated that folks have been scared to go very far up in it. And here are some more images taken in the area. And this is Bill Bird, the director of the museum.
Major paranormal entities that we have was a daughter of Andrew Jackson Caldwell named Mary Elizabeth. She was about between 10 and 11 years old, and she was playing in the fire in the basement, caught her dress on fire, and it was fatal to her. And she's been seen around this area ever since. She likes to interact with people. In fact, she was my first encounter with anything paranormal. We moved here in 2000, and we had been here probably 3 months, and I looked up when I was in the basement working on something, looked up and there was a young girl standing there with a long dress, long hair, with her back to me. And I assumed that it was probably someone's tourist, tourist child. And I asked her, I said, "Honey, can I help you?" And the best way I can describe it is she started to turn, and it's like her head and feet kind of came together, and the sides came together, and it just collapsed in on itself, and then just poof, disappeared, and there was kind of a mist of almost like black dust. And I'm sure I stood there for 10 minutes with my jaw on the floor, and finally I decided, well, I think I've seen the real thing now. And since then, of course, it's in 18 years we've seen about anything and everything you can think of. We'd like to invite you to come see it. You may have to just step outside. I think I was experiencing the miracle there. Hopefully it won't go there on.
Do you want me to turn the air on upstairs?
And this is Yesenia Boyd. She's one of the caretakers of the museum.
At nighttime. And like I said, I always really question my eyes. I tend not to believe what I've seen. And I saw what looked to be, we were out in the Slave and Soldier Cemetery. There's 2 cemeteries on the ground I'll tell you about. One of them is the Slave and Soldier Cemetery. And we were filming out into the field. And I just kept everybody, there was about 5 or 6 of us, and we were all looking out toward the field. And I just kept feeling like I needed to turn around. So I just trusted that instinct, and I turned around and was just kind of watching. And what looked, the best way I can describe it, it sounds very strange, but 2 little black blobs, best way I can explain, kind of came out of the ground and looked like they kind of moved like that toward me and then went back down in the ground. And it was enough that I kind of stepped back and was like, surely I didn't just see that. It's got to be some trick of light or something. And one of the other investigators came over and she was like, "What happened?" Because she saw me kind of step back and then kind of lean forward like that. So she knew I had thought I'd seen something. She came over and asked me, and I kind of whispered to her what I'd seen, and she was like, "Okay, just keep your eyes open there." So that's what I did, and I watched for maybe 10 or 15 more minutes. I didn't see anything at all, nothing out of the ordinary. So I turned back around and watching back out at the field where we were all filming and watching. And one of our other investigators, the lead investigator, was walking through the cemetery to the other side to get something out of his equipment bag. He's a very, very big guy, very, bulky. And all of a sudden you see him start popping back, and his first instinct was to pull up his fist. And we were like, what? And he said, he turned back around. He was like, I saw these 2 things come out, and they moved around. And I mean, just the more he talked, the more my jaw dropped. He was nowhere near me. There's absolutely no way he could have heard what I said. There's absolutely no possible way.
And
so
describing,
I knew then that I had seen something.
He described the same thing you saw.
He had seen exactly the same thing. I had seen 2 little small blobs. I described them, they kind of looked like the tombstones that were out there. So it was just like little blobs about that size that just kind of came up out of the ground and moved around. So.
And here are the graves of a couple of unknown Confederate soldiers. And this is the children's graves.
Family.